Hello everybody. Good morning, good afternoon. Assalamu alaikum. Kia ora. How are you? Hope everybody is doing well. This is the middle of the week, the middle of the month, quarter one about to end. 2021 is on its way. It's going like a flash. If you feel it's going like a flash, you know what to do. Answer me, raise your hands. Tell me. So all of those who've just joined in for the first time, there's a raise your hand option on your Zoom toolbar. You can raise your hands and let me know. And I have the option of lowering your hand, so keep your hands raised. How is everybody doing? Everybody's doing good? Raise your hands. Come on. All right. Okay, that's good. Yeah, you don't need to lower your hands. I'll lower them for you. Keep your hands raised. Thank you very much. Okay, let's get started. Today, Excel session number 11, and we're going to talk about combining data from multiple files in one sheet. And this could have a lot of different meanings. So we're going to take them one by one. Let's start off. Right. So we've done our sound check, screen check. Anybody who's unable to see the is unable to hear the music. Well, this message is for them because obviously they are unable to hear me. So hopefully they get to see the screen and they get to fix their sound settings. Let's move forward. Right, so for those who've joined us for the very first time, welcome to the Club Excel. Club Excel is basically a bite-sized, beginners to intermediate, pragmatic, tailored learning experience. We talk about a few things, one or two or three things. Sometimes we talk about 5 things, but we restrict it. And we talk about how you can make your work faster, easier, simpler, better. And of course, this session is being recorded as always, and we're going to upload it to a SharePoint page, which is already linked into your email, but I will share that with you again. So before you move on, there is a disclaimer to this particular session. Now, you can continue to be on this session as long as you understand the formatting of Excel. You have a foundation level understanding of that formatting bit. You know the tables and you are aware of the filters. Now, if you are not aware of these 3 things, you are more than welcome to please continue during this session. But I will not be going into details and explaining these because these are already been explained in the previous sessions of Club Excel. So we're just going to go on forward. So is everybody ready? Is everybody ready? I want to see some hands raised. More. I need a few more. Okay, thank you. Thanks a lot. That's awesome. All right, good energy. Let's start off, ladies and gentlemen. Let's talk about challenges. So our challenges, we always start our Excel with the challenge and then we have a solution, right? But before we go on to our first session, there are a couple of things that I want to talk about. Now, who here, raise your hand if you do not know the difference between a worksheet and a workbook. If you do not know the difference between a worksheet and a workbook in Excel, please raise your hand and I'll be happy to explain it. Thank you. Thank you very much. There are more than 10 people, so I will explain that for you happily. So this is an Excel. This is called a worksheet. I can add more worksheets to it. These are all sheets. So when I say sheet, I mean these sheets. But when I say book, I mean this whole Excel file is called a book. So to all my 10 colleagues who raised their hands, I'm going to ask again, is anybody still there who has not understood this? Okay, all right. So these are sheets. The whole thing is a book. Easy. Let's go forward. The other thing that I would want you to do is everybody, this is important. If you are not able to see the developer tab on your screen, right up there, please open up your Excel. If you are unable to see the developer one, there are 2 tabs you should see, the developer one and the data one. So if you are unable to see it, don't worry about it. We will do it together. Please go into File, go into Options, go into customize ribbon. Here on the right hand side, you will go down and click. This should be unchecked. If you don't have it, you should click on the developer and click on the data. So this should be checked, these two. Okay. Okay, and then you click OK. And now you should be able to see the developer one and the data. Is everybody with me? Please raise your hands. Okay, we'll wait for a few more. I'll repeat for those who did not get it. If you are unable to see these two toolbars, the data and the developer on the top of your Excel, please go into File, go into Options, go into Customize Ribbon. So these are basically called ribbons. Go into this one and click on Data and Developer. Data and Developer, both of them should be checked, and press OK. And you should have these two toolbars ribbons on the top. Now I see only 30 people raising their hands. Those who have gotten it, please raise your hand, let me know so I can move forward. Otherwise, I will have to repeat it one more time. It is important that you do this procedure before we move forward. A few more hands and then we can move forward. Okay, all right, done, easy. Let's go. Those who weren't able to do it, don't worry about it. Just watch, flow on with the ride. There are quite a few things you can do without those tabs as well. So don't worry about it. You can always watch the recording later and work with it. So everybody's got the data ribbon and the developer ribbon. Let's start our today's journey. And today's journey is going to be all about 5 things. First, you are going to learn how to duplicate worksheets within Excel. This is the easy part. Then you're going to learn about moving and copying worksheets from one file to another file. Also, this is a beginner level thing. So advanced and intermediate level participants, your patience is requested at this point in time, but don't worry, you will be covered in the next 3 sections of this topic. So the third one is going to be copying data using paste special, and I will explain more. Again, this is not such a complex thing, so the beginner levels can do it. Here, all of these do not require you to have the developer tab, so don't worry about it. Number 4, this is where we enter the world of Visual Basic. So we will have a VBA script that we're going to use to merge a few worksheets into one. So you will be using the developer tab ribbon for that. So this is slightly difficult. We're not going into VBA. We are just being in the shallow parts of it. Okay. And number 5, we are going to use Power Query. I'm going to tell you more about what Power Query is. And then, even if you are a beginner, you don't need to worry about it. We're just going to take you through it. And at the end of it, you will probably end up being an advanced user of Excel. So is everybody happy? Everybody ready to continue? Raise your hands and let me know. I love to interact with you all. And the more you tell me, the easier it gets for me to go ahead with you. Thank you very much. There are still about 30 people who are not raising their hands. I will find you and I will give you minus points. Let's go forward. Thank you, everyone. Time is short. We'll start off with duplicate worksheets. I'm hoping you have downloaded all the 9 files that I sent you. So these are the files that you will have, the 9 files. If you can please open 11-1. If you can open that one, please. Yeah, this is the 11-1. If you have opened it, you know what to do. So I know how many are with me and we can go forward. Okay, so sometimes we would like to, if we have an Excel file, let's say a lot of data. So I want you to come to data 3, please. Sometimes we have a lot of data, right? And we want to work on it, but we're not sure whether we will be, we don't want to change the original data, but we want to make sure that, let's say if this has another heading, we want to add like the month or the salesperson or whatever. So I don't want to disturb this data, but I want to add to it. So usually what people do is they select the whole thing, they scroll down, 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 wait for lunchtime, keep scrolling down, blah, blah, blah. And then they copy it and then they go and paste it on the next sheet. So instead of doing that, what you can actually do is you can right click on the data 3, click on move or copy, select data 3, check on create a copy. So this lets you create another copy and press OK. Okay, now you can see another copy of this exact same sheet has been created with the same name but a 2 in front of it. I'll repeat. I came on the sheet I wanted to duplicate, right click, move or copy. I selected the sheet I wanted to duplicate, create a copy, pressed OK, and there you go. I have another copy. So is everybody with me? Can you please raise your hands if you've understood this part, and we can move forward. Right, so this comes in handy at 2 different occasions, right? When you need to add more data to your existing data and you're not sure whether you want to, you should always keep your original raw data safe and work on an additional copy always. That's the number one rule I follow. And then if you want to analyze the data, so let's say you want to put in some formulas, you want to, just make sure you get everything straightened out. You can always do it, keeping your raw data separate, copy it, create new one, and then go on from there. So that's number one completed. Let's move on. Thank you very much for all those who raised their hands. Number 2 is move and copy worksheets from file A to file B. So there are 2 separate files. Okay, let me give you an example. I'm going to go into my folder where I downloaded the files. So here we are, there's 2A and 2B, okay? These are 2 files, let me open them up for you. So 2A has March, so this has March data. And 2B, let's see, it has April data. So this is an April data for 2B, and we have this file which has March data for 2A. Now, I don't want this to be a separate file. I want it to be together. So I want to see April right here, and I want to see March next to it. I don't want to join them, but I want them in the same workbook. How do I do that? I can go into either one. So let's say I go into this one, move or copy. I select, this is the only file, so this is the only sheet. So I select this one, create a copy. But if you click on the top, you can see all the files which are open right now on my Excel. I have the 11-1, which was the previous one. I don't want to go into that. I have a brand new book one. I don't want to go into that. I want to put this 2B into 2A. So I'll select 2A, and I will, oh, sorry, it was 2A. So I'll select 2B because I wanted to go into 2B. Let's start from start. So I'm in 2B, right click, move or copy. I want to go into 2A, click here, create a copy. Now watch, this April is going to go here. Okay, there you go. April is right here. Now you have April and March together. Okay, now you can drag them and put them however you want to arrange. Just select and go there. So you have March and April together. And this way you can save time and effort and join all of your files on one, all of your worksheets on the same workbook, right? So is everybody happy to move on? Right, I will just repeat it one more time. All I did was I opened the 2, so I will delete it. Just one quick time. I went on to, so this has April, this has March. I want to join them. I clicked on April, move or copy. I select the 2A because I want to copy it there, create a copy, and okay. There you go. April has come onto my 2A. Right? And I can drag and drop these files and arrange them however I want. So, all right, thank you very much. Let's move forward. Now this is an interesting part, and it can help you in the way you would like to how you apply it. Okay, so please, if you can open up 11-3 and raise your hand once you have opened it. Wait for a few more people. There are half of the audience is being lazy. 50 people raise their hands. There's still 40 people, 30 people who haven't. Okay, thank you. I can actually download a report on Excel of whoever did not raise their hands. All right, so here we are. We are on number 3. So if you can please scroll to the top. Now you see here the data, and I have highlighted 4 of them in yellow. Okay, this is the same data, long data, and I have now these are certain parts, brands or whatever that are important to me, and I want to report on these. Okay, so this is what I do. I have a summary tab here, and I want these to be there, but they should be linked. So if I change this to, let's say, 10, it should reflect there immediately. Now, the easy method is to, put an equals to sign and link this like this, enter, and it will be there, and you can drag it. This is the easy method. Okay, but there is another method to it. Okay, I'll show you. So you will select this file. You will press control. Let's see if we can select all of them together. Press control, select this one. Keep the control pressed, select this one. Scroll down, keep the control pressed, select this one. Copy it. Come on to summary. Come to cell B3 or B2. Right click on it. Paste special. And right here at the bottom, you will see paste link. Should you click on that, please? Now these are linked automatically to those cells. So let's say if I was to, this part, I was to say Ian Crockett. So I've changed the part number to Ian. If I look here, there you go. It's already changed. So this is one easy, quick, fast way to just link your sheet and create a copy of it by using paste special. So what did I do? I could have done one by one. So I could have done this, Control C copy. I could have gone here and I would have gone right click, paste special, and paste link. I could have done one by one, but obviously you all know how lazy I am. So I would go select this one, press control, select this one, press control again, select this one. Scroll down, leave the control while you're scrolling down. And you have one more right here, press control, select this one. You can do as many as you want. Control C for copy, come here, pick any cell, right click, paste special, and you do paste link. There you go. Everybody happy with this? Can we move on? Okay, I have about 50 hands raised. I want to get some more. Please keep your hands raised. Do not put them down. I want to see everybody's hands raised, please. I have about 70 hands raised. I have a few more. I have 20 more hands to be up. Okay. All right. Thank you. Thanks, everybody. Let's move forward. Let's go into a slightly more, let's up our level a little bit, let's say. All right. So we join our files using VBA script. Now, at this point in time, ladies and gentlemen, what I would request from you is to close all of your files which are open. Please close all the Excel files which are open. I'm going to close them. I will not save any changes. I will close all the files. Okay, so now that we have closed all of our files, I want you to open a blank Excel file, please. A blank, brand new Excel file. Okay, So once you have a brand Excel file, we are going to use a VBA script to join 4 sheets into one by using that script. How do we do that? It's very, very easy. I want you to first go into the downloaded files. There is a note sheet, text note document that I've sent you. If you can please open it. This is some gibberish that you will see. You don't need to worry about this gibberish. You don't need to understand anything, all right? Just select it and copy it, Control C. Okay, just copy it and keep it with you in your copy box. Okay, just keep it with you. You can close the thing. You don't need it anymore. Okay, come back to Excel. Now in your developer ribbon, if you can please go there and click on Visual Basic. You will see this box which is opened up. On the left hand side, it says this workbook. Please right click on this workbook. Insert and click on module. I'll repeat from the top. Come to developer option on a brand new Excel. Click on Visual Basic. Click on this sheet, right click on this sheet, sorry. Insert module. When you get the module, it'll look something like this. Now click on inside the module and Control V. And once you're done, you will see this green play button up there. You will hit play. As soon as you do that, it will ask you which files. So you may want to go into the folder you saved the files in. And once you are there, please select June, 4A June, and press Control, select July, keep Control pressed, select August and select September. Okay, so I have selected these 4 files. I will press OK and I will wait. The script is running. The screen is gonna go berserk. Doesn't matter. Stay with it, please. And if you go back to your Excel file and voila, you have your June, July, August, September in the sheet that you had before. Now, how many of you were comfortable with this? So I know if I want to do this again or not. If you were comfortable, please raise your hands. Otherwise, I will redo the whole process again. So I can see that the comfort level is still in the medium level. Don't worry about it. All good. Let's start it from the top. Okay. So I will close this. So first off, I want you to go into this and just copy the script. Okay, there's a script. I just want you to copy this. So keep it in your copy, Control C, and then you can close it. Then I want you to open a brand new Excel file, blank, developer, Visual Basic, this workbook, right click, you are inserting a module, insert module, on this, Control V, then you press play. As soon as you press play, it asks you which files. You go on to whatever you saved the 4 files. I saved them here. So I'll select all the files by pressing Control. I'll click OK. It will go berserk. And you will have, it will come to an end. And you can see here that all the sheets have been populated. I just close this and there you see my sheet, which was blank, now has June, July, August, September. Now there are a few people like Liz and Ian, whose VB script were not working. It's okay. I can contact you later. I think it's something to do with your own computers and your settings. But if it did work the second time, Liz and Ian, please let me know on the question part. Okay, so Bernadette as well. Right, so if it did not work, don't worry about it. I'll contact each one of you later separately and we'll work it out. Okay, the rest of you, okay, yep. So some of you do not have the developer access. Again, I showed you how to get the ribbon. You file, options, customize ribbon. And right here at the bottom, you will see developer. This has to be checked and press OK. Okay. And this is how you get the developer ribbon. Now I have noted down a few names here: Bernadette, Liz, Ian. I will work with you separately, and Richard as well. So if your VB is not working, don't worry about it. There is a better option that I'm going to give you, and you will like that more. Okay. So anyways, I'll contact you, each one of you later, and we can have our own session, but let's just focus on this one. So now, because a few people did not have the Visual Basic, what I want you to quickly do is I will send you this file. So let me just send this to you. You will be receiving, all of you will be receiving a file from me in about a few seconds. Just wait, sorry. Okay, practice files. Okay. And right, so I've sent you an email at this point in time with the subject called book 1. If you can please open up book 1, the email that I sent you, and let me know by raising of hands if you have that file and if you have opened it up. As soon as you open it up, please raise your hand and let me know, so I know where you are and we can go forward. Okay. All right, so you've received my file called book 1 and you've opened it up and it should look like this. So you have June, July, August, September. Great. Now let's go into Power Query. Now, what is Power Query? Let me first explain it to you. So the option number 5 is Power Query. Power Query is basically a new tool that Excel is giving us. It's something which allows us to get data from different sources, transform that data on simple clicks, and then load that data by creating connections. You don't need to know all of that. Once we have done it like a couple of times, you will absolutely understand a little part of Power Query. Obviously, we're not doing the whole thing. We're just touching, dipping our feet into it. Okay. So if you have the new book, which I have sent you, if you can please open it. Now, I would like to explain to you what is happening. This is the June numbers, this is the July numbers, August numbers, and September numbers. If you see, the sales are changing every time. So now what I need to just, and this is a small data, but imagine these are 30,000 lines, okay? What I want you to do is maybe add another column to June, and let's call it month. And just put June in the first one. Come on, June, make a plus sign at the bottom end, double click on it. Okay, no, wrong. Just copy June, please. And for now, paste it in the entire column. So if you would write June again and June again and select all of these and then do it, it will just put June. It will understand that you just want June. So I just did 3 Junes and then I double clicked on the plus sign. So I did June, June, June. Come here, bottom, double click, and it will just put in June. Same way, I will put in a month here in July. I will put July 3 times, and I will select these, make a plus sign, double click, make this into a July. Yep, I know, Allison. That's our shortcut of the day. Thank you. Okay, there you go, August. Please do this again, but make sure the spelling of month is exactly the same as it was with the others. Okay, so I'll put August, 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 and plus sign, double click, August. Same for September, please. Put a month, September, September, September. Select 3 Septembers, tell Excel I want this, double click on it, it'll fill it up. So if you have done this part, please raise your hands, and then we can go into creating our connections on Power Query. I understand this is an intermediate to a slight advanced level. So if some of you are just observing it as beginners, that's fine. You don't have to do it. Just watch, maybe it interests you, and maybe you can see it later. Okay, awesome. Thank you. So now we have these 4 files ready to go, and I want to merge them. So I have, imagine if I have 30,000 here, so I have 120,000 fields that I want to merge together. It'll be a huge nightmare to join all of them one by one, right? So what I'll do, I will convert them into tables. So first, I can click anywhere here and press Control T, T for T-Rex, and sorry, and press OK. So it has converted this into a table. Again, go into July, Control T. My table has headers, should be checked. OK. August, Control T. OK. September, Control T. OK. So all of these are now tables. Okay, so I want all of these combined together. How do I do that? Using Power Query is I go into June, click on the table, go into data on the top. Okay. In here, there is this option of from table dash slash range. So I click on this anywhere in the table. I click on from table slash range. It will take some time and it will open up the Power Query. Okay. It will load the entire table. Mark, I'll answer that question in a bit, okay? So if you load this table, you can then just press on the button here and close and load. Choose the second option, close and load to, and make it only create connection. Okay, so just only create connection. We'll do it 4 times so you'll be able to get it. I'll go into July, select the table, go into data, from table and range, let it load, then close and load to only create connection. So we are creating connections. Okay, I'll do the third one, August, click anywhere, go into data, from table range, let it load, close and load, the second option, close and load to only create connections. So we are creating connections in Power Queries. I'll repeat the fourth one, click anywhere on the table, from a table range, let it load, close and load, second option, and create connections only. Okay. So now I have this. All the connections are made on the left side, table 1, 2, 3, and 4. Perfect. Now I'll open up a new sheet. a fresh sheet. I'll go into get data. I'll go into combine queries, and I'll use the second one, append. So because I want them together in the under the same heading, so append, combine queries and append. And here I will choose 3 or more tables. Now these are all the tables. I can add them one by one or all together. It looks like a long thing, but it'll save you a lot of time. Just trust me. I press OK. And there you go. I have all of this combined together, and I will close and load the first option. Here you go. You have the June option, the June figures, the July figures, the August figures, and the September figures all combined together in one single table. Okay. Now, how many of you want me to repeat the whole process again? Raise your hand, please. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Quite a few people. Let me just start off from the top. So I will close this Excel file and I will open it again, the one I sent you from my email. Okay, so that way we're working together. So I will open the Excel file from here. So this is the Excel file that I sent you. Okay, now let's do it one by one. The first thing we need, there are 4 steps to it. Okay, so first thing we will do is we will add a month to it, and I'll do it quickly. So month, I'll do June. Okay, I'm just doing it a little bit quickly. Month, July. And I'll do the same thing, month. This is to differentiate which, because if it's not there, then I wouldn't know which month. If it's joined together, I wouldn't know which month it is for. So I'll do the same thing for here. Please make sure that your month heading is exactly the same. Otherwise, Excel would not know if it's the same. So I have step number 1, I've added the months. Step number 2, I'll go into each one. I don't have to transform them into tables, but because Excel automatically does it. So I'll go into data and I'll say from table and range. Once I click on this, it will ask me whether you want to create a table. I say yes. It does have headers. This should be checked. Okay. Once I do this, it will load this table on Power Query. So this is Power Query Editor. It will load it. Once it has loaded, all you have to do is close, load to, and create it only as connection. Press OK. So if you're on the right hand side, you will see table 1 connection is made. You repeat the same process with all of them. You go into data, from table. Please make sure you click first here, anywhere. Table has headers, OK. It will load. And then you will close and load to. Create connection only. OK. August. Click on anywhere. Data. From table range. Make sure headers is clicked. OK. Let it load. Close and load to. Create connections only. So 3 tables have been created as connections. Now I want to go into September and repeat the process. So Power Query has a lot of things that we can do. We are not playing with that at the moment. Close and load to. Create connections only. There you go. So once you have these 4 connections ready, then we can actually create a new sheet. We go here into the data. We will now click on get data, combine queries, and append. Once I click on that, it'll ask me, do you want 2 tables or 3 or more? I say 3 or more, and then it'll show me all the tables that have been created in the past. Yeah. So I can add them by double clicking on them. So they are added here now. And I say, okay. Once I say, okay, it creates a whole table for me with all the 80 entries. So I had 20 in each. Now there are 80 in total. And I just press click and close and load. And there you go. Everything is combined together. The months are written nicely on the side. Now, of all those 20 people who raised their hands, how many of you want me to repeat that again? Okay, there are a couple of them. I will note down your names and I will contact you separately and we can have a session. Okay. Right, I've noted you down. Perfect. So thank you very much. That was the 5th part of it. So let me just repeat. What have we done so far? We created this as tables, made sure you add another month, another column to it to differentiate each of the tables. Then you went into data and you converted those into connections by loading them as connections only. And then you went into get data and then you appended the whole queries. Again, this is only for those who work on a humongous amount of data and they have to constantly connect and join different sources, and otherwise you can take the easier route with just copy pasting. But if you have, like I said, thousands and thousands of lines, you can actually do this, and it's an easy way to go about doing it. Now comes the shortcut of the month. Right, the shortcut of the month, ladies and gentlemen, is, how I was selecting, let's open a file. I'll show you. Let's open, which one was it? So open the first one, 11-1. Let's open that one, please. Now, you know how I was selecting my mouse, dragging from here to here, and then I had to go down if I had to select it, and I had to wait till lunchtime for it to be selected. There is an easy way to do that, and that is our shortcut of the day. So the shortcut of the month, sorry, is Control Shift arrow right and Control Shift arrow down. Okay. Ian, I'll answer that question in a bit. Let me just complete this. So Control Shift. So if I select on the very first one, if I select on this one, and I press Control and Shift and right, it will take me to the end of this table, of this range. And if I press Control Shift down, it has selected the entire data for me. And I can then copy it and do whatever with it. Yeah. Well, Erwin, if I do Control A, it selects the entire workbook. I don't want the entire workbook. Okay. If I want to select the entire sheet, or if I just want to select, let's say, now Erwin is saying you can actually do Control A to select it. But what about I want to select only the descriptions of it? So if I only want to select the descriptions of it, I'll click on descriptions. I'll say Control Shift down, and I select all of the descriptions only in there, and I can copy it and take it wherever I want. So thank you, Arvind, but Control A is for the entire sheet, even including the empty cells, whereas Control Shift right and Control Shift down is something. Now you need to understand one more thing, okay? And this is, you don't have to do this, I'll just explain it to you. For example, there is a gap here, and you go up and you try doing it again. So if there is a gap, if I'll do it Control Shift down, it will only select up until the gap. So if there is space here, it will not go on to the next one. So it ends with the spaces. So please make sure that the spaces are not empty. You can just put dashes if you want. So you can put a dash and copy this dash and fill in the blanks, and then it'll consider it as a non-empty cell, and Control Shift down, it'll select the entire thing, including the blanks that you had before. Okay, so that is the shortcut of the month. Did you like that? Please raise your hands and let me know if you liked it. Yeah. All right. Sorry. Thank you. So Michelle has just helped us out a little bit more. And yes, Michelle, thank you for that. So now instead of filling up the empty parts, you can always keep pressing. So this is what Michelle told us. I will remove these. So let's say you have these empty. Okay. I'll explain to you again. So if you have these empty, you go on the top, you go on to Control Shift down, and then keep pressing Control Shift down one more time, and then press it one more time. And it will then take in the blanks as well. Okay, so it'll skip the blanks. Allison has added one more stuff to it. So you can press Control Shift and End, and it will include the blanks at the same time. So 5 million points to Michelle Hugan and 5 million points to Allison Miller. Allison, you also get 1 million points extra. Okay, so again, Control Shift End is when you get the whole thing, but then you get the entire part of the range as well on the right side. Okay, so there are thousands of ways of doing the same thing in Excel in different ways. So I've noted down a few names. I'm going to contact you separately. I think right after the session, I'm going to give you a Teams call, all of you together, and we will, address all of your queries. But in closing, let's close this. We did 5 ways of putting the sheets and the data together. We first learned how to duplicate sheets by right-clicking and copying within the same sheet. Then we discussed how to move files from one file to another, how to move those sheets, and then copying pasting using paste special, so it links. If anything changes, that changes. Then we went and dipped our toes in the VBA script. Some of you did not got it to work at the end. So VBA script was to join multiple sheets into one file, and then combining data using Power Query. This seems like an extended, a lot of different steps you have to do, but trust me, if you have a lot of data and you're working with it, you will love it. In fact, I can guarantee you that intermediate and advanced level users in the next 1 year to 2 years, you're going to be spending much more time on Power Queries than anything else. You're going to love it so much. And it's not that complicated once we start digging into it. The shortcut of the month was Control Shift right and Control Shift down. And then by some help of our brilliant colleagues like Michelle and Allison, we learned that it can be Control Shift End and Control Shift down if you have gaps in the middle, or right multiple times if you have gaps on the right. So that is our time, ladies and gentlemen. Wait a minute, there is something more. I have to answer some questions. And while I answer the questions, if you can fill this out, this is a poll report for us to understand if you're in the right way, if this is going to help you in some way or the other. So thank you very much. Now let me go into the questions. Okay. So our first question was about Metallica from Cindy. I'm not going to answer that. And all right, so Celine has asked a question: do I need to copy the script every time to each workbook that I'm going to work? Yes, Cindy. Celine, if you're joining one part, so if you're joining a few files together, you have to put in the script. And if you're repeating that process, if you're joining in another file altogether, then you don't have to do that. Okay, and then let's see if we have okay, Cindy's asking how can we write our own scripts. Cindy, that is 2025. We will get there. Don't worry about it. So Club Excel 2025. All right. I have another question from um, Mark. Control T creates a table. How can you stop something being a table? Oh, so if your question mark is to how to revert from a table to a range, I can show you how. If I have understood the question properly. So what you're asking me is that if this is a table, how can we go back from table to a range? It's very, very easy. You click on the table, as soon as you click on the table on the top, you will see a table design. So right now you don't see table design. I click on the table, you see a table design, and you say convert to range. It asks you, and then you say yes. So now it's converted back into range. It's not a table anymore. The formatting is still there, but it's not a table anymore. Hope that answers your question. Right, let me see if I have any questions. Right, Lewis is loving Power Queries. It always helps him out. um, Celine has saved a lot of time on this. Thank you, Celine. Right, so I'm guessing, David, your question has been answered. So everybody, thank you so much for joining in this session. Love to have you all. Also, there's an announcement. If you can please, the later part of the Club Excel files, we want to really focus on your own particular tasks. So what we're going to do is, from next time, we'll send you a form. If you can fill that out, send us your Excel problems, and we will do Club Excel sessions on your problems. If you want us to keep your data confidential, we'll keep that confidential, but we will actually be solving your Excel issues live on a Club Excel. Okay, we'll start that from next time. We'll send you a form to fill it out and send us your files. We'll keep it confidential if you want us to. And then we just want to solve your Excel problems and not talk about any fluff. We want to know what are your problems that you're facing at your work, and we're going to try and solve them. All right, thank you so much for joining us. And this is, just want to show you the SharePoint page. It's already linked in. So all of your files are on the Club Excel right here. If you go to Club Excel, all the files starting from session number 1 to session number 10 are right here with the example file, practice files in front of them. So you can go back and do all of these sessions. This session, of course, will also be uploaded there. So that's the last part. We've taken the poll. Thank you very much. Have a great day, lovely week, and see you on the other side in the next session. Bye-bye.